Hi, in today's video you will understand the concept of exception handling in Python. So, what is exception handling? So, sometimes error occur during program execution. So, Python provides a mechanism called exception handling to handle the errors gracefully. That means, so instead of halting or stopping the complete code, we can just tell our Python if this error occurs, you can just ignore it or do some certain things for that error, but keep the code flow running, okay? So we can tell the Python, keep the code flow running instead of stopping my code, okay? So that is what exception handling is. So basically, exception handling has four blocks, which are try, accept, and else, and finally. So basically, we write the code on which we think that it might cause an error. So, okay, so we write that suspicious code inside the try block. Okay, the suspicious code. Okay, the suspicious code is a try block. And then there's accept code. So the suspicious code is in try block, and if some error occur, if there are some errors in the try block, then it moves towards the accept block, and if there are no errors, then it moves towards the else block. If an error occurs in the try block, the code of accept block will be executed. So, and if there are no errors in the try block, then the code of else block is executed. And there is some finally block as well. So, it is not compulsory to always write the finally block as well, but this finally block will always run no matter if there is an error. And no matter if there is no error, the finally block will always run. So sometimes there are some situations where we want some certain code always work even if there is an error, or even if there is no error, then that code is put into finally block. Okay, so let me just write some code. Remember, there was an error. So let's just say if uh, age is equal to input, um, write your age. There was one of the first error which we occurred, which yes. So this was the error which we went through in our earlier videos, that if we that input function always return a string. So if we typecast it into an integer, okay, because age is an integer, so if we typecast the input function into an integer, okay, then the age will always accept the value in integer. So user always has to write the age in an integer, okay. So let's just say, let me just run it, okay. So write your age. If I write it like this, 17, what will happen? It will give me an error and my complete code will stop. So what if this is line number 26 and my code is of 5,000 lines, okay. So this is how codes execute now from line number 1, and it keeps on going downwards in an order, and keeps on executing all the lines, or all the line blocks, okay. But if my code is of 5,000 lines and there is an error in line number 26, then my code will stop at line number 26, okay. It will not execute after that. So that is how we use exception handling, and it is used in such way that we have to write try block. Okay, so try block is, so what was the error? Invalid literal for in. It's saying you can't write a string for the age. You always have to write an integer. So I can say there is a try block because this code is suspicious. Okay, so I can just put my suspicious code inside the try block. I told you na suspicious code is in try block. The code which might can cause some errors. Okay, so this is our right code. Okay, this is the always a right code when look. So this is not a faulty code. Okay, if I'm writing 23, it's not a faulty code. The program is running, executing properly. But this is a suspicious code. It might can cause error or it might not. Okay, it didn't cause an error in our last run, but if I write ABC inside it, it will cause an error. So this is a suspicious code. So what I want to do is just put my suspicious code inside the try block. Okay, and then there's except block. Okay, so we have to name our except block anything. It can be anything. Okay, let me just name it as int handling. Okay, so and or just anything like value error or anything, some error name. Okay, so and then the except block will run if there is an error. So if there is an error, the error was not a simple error. It like halted my complete code, and the lines after it will not run, and the error is not that readable to a normal user. Okay, a normal user can't read that error. So if there is an error in this try block, then except block will run. Okay, when will sorry, when will accept block run? Accept block will run if there is an error in the try block. So I can just say you didn't write an integer. Okay, you didn't enter an integer. Or I can say um, enter your age in form of um, numbers. Okay, so um, and then there is else block. Else block will always run if there is no error. Okay, if there is no error in try block, so I can just print something as age successfully set to age. Okay, and then there is finally block. What is finally block? Finally block will always run no matter what. It will always get printed. Okay, so our finally block will always run no matter what. Okay, no matter what we put our no matter if there is an error in the try block, no matter if there is no error in the try block, the anything inside the finally block will always get executed. So let me just run it, and if I write a faulty age here like 17, so it will cause an error and this except block will work. So it said enter your age in the form of numbers. Okay, enter your age in form of numbers. I didn't get any error now. Okay, so previously there were red lines here, there were errors, so many errors, and the program didn't finish. Now program finished. Okay, so now program finished. Previously the program didn't finish. So and the finally block, it will always get printed. It always get printed if there is an error, if there is no error. So let me just write 17 now. So it printed is successfully set to 17. Okay, and it's still printed finally. Finally, it will always get printed. So we can just remove finally as well. There is no need to write finally always. If I write 17, it said age successfully set to 17 because 17 caused no errors, and if there are no errors, else block runs, and if there are some errors, except block will run. And the suspicious code is in try block, all the suspicious code. Now, one suspicious code can have more than one error, so we can write more except here as well, okay? More except, okay? More except here. We can write 2, 3 excepts here according to the errors we are facing, okay? But right now inside this suspicious code, we can only get this value error. So this is how errors work. This is how errors work in Python. Exception handling works in Python. So in the next video, we'll learn the concept of file handling in Python